Be here in the autumn when all the colors call. Be the burning memory of all the summers gone.
Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by to hang out with me today for one of my favorite videos to make every year. This is my fall clean and decorate with me. Drop this emoji in the comments and let's get started. Well, I'm so glad that you've joined me today. If you're new here, welcome to this cozy corner of the internet. I love to make videos on realistic, approachable homemaking and simple living, always with a dose of encouragement and gentle motivation. If that's something you'd enjoy, I'd love for you to stick around. I'm so grateful for this community, and I know you'll find some kindred spirits here. Around here, for the decorating and cleaning and decluttering that we do, we like to take a more easygoing approach than what you might see on social media, especially this time of the year. Autumn is my favorite season, and I love spending these early weeks of fall resetting my home, doing a little cleaning, a little decluttering, and then gently sprucing up with simple, natural, more minimal touches. And I have found that in times like these, when the world and the news feels really heavy, focusing inward and working on my home and creating a peaceful, loving space for my own family really helps ground me. So I hope you find some rest and some encouragement here on this channel, whether you choose to get up and work alongside me on your own home, or you choose to take this time to relax and get some rest in. Whatever you choose, I'm so glad you're here. Nothing screams fall in the Bennett house like the Get Cozy pillow that I've had forever. It has definitely seen better days, but my kids won't let me declutter it out. They're too attached to it, and that is okay. I put a woolen tartan blanket down, and I need to wipe these windows down. And for all of you who were bothered by that, you're welcome. I'll just use that semi-wet rag to do a little bit of dusting over here. That looks better. Gotta wash those sheets. Look what just arrived. My ThreadUp order is here. I love the polka dot packaging. It's very nostalgic for me. Do you all remember my very first ThreadUp video? It was 9 years ago when I was pregnant with Haley, and I did a maternity haul. This time around, it's not maternity clothing that I'm gonna show you. I actually went onto ThreadUp looking for some very specific fall wardrobe staples that I can add to my collection. So I'm going to try some of these on, and thanks so much to ThreadUp for sponsoring the next couple of minutes of this video. ThreadUp is the world's largest online thrift store where I can shop name brand pieces, some that are new with tags, for up to 90% off estimated retail price. The ThreadUp website or mobile app is super easy to navigate with amazing search features and filters to find the exact size, brand, and style I'm looking for. At the top of my wish list of things to thrift for my fall wardrobe is this denim jacket. This completely fits the bill and fits my body, which isn't easy to do. I want that oversized look, but a lot of the time that means the arms are way too long. But I found a petite one from the Gap, $28.99. The estimated retail value is $99.99, so this is a steal. Do you remember the black double gauze cotton dress that I had from Madewell for years and years? I still have it. It's still one of my favorites, and I found it in this beautiful dusty navy blue color. This is perfect for the autumn time. And I actually bought that original black one on ThreadUp probably 4 or 5 years ago. The estimated full retail value for both of them is $90, but I got this one specifically for $45.99 on ThreadUp. Thank you very much. I love this dress so much, and I'm so excited to have it in an alternate color. Something else I now have in an alternate color is this Quince brand neoprene washable belt bag. My favorite purse right now is the black one that I have that I ordered from Quince, but this was on ThreadUp. On Quince right now, this color is completely sold out. The full estimated retail value on Quince is $40, but I found it on ThreadUp for $22.99. And yes, this linen shirt that I was wearing earlier, this was actually a piece that arrived from ThreadUp brand new with tags. The full retail value of this one specifically from Quince is $40. I got it for $28.99 on ThreadUp. And if you'd like to check out ThreadUp for yourself, then follow the link in my description box and use code Natalie50 at checkout. That gets you 50% off your first ThreadUp order plus free shipping. All right. Let's go do more sprucing up for the autumn.
Sun is warm, there's a gentle breeze. All the birds are making homes inside the evergreen. The air is clear with our loved ones close. You can pick out every star without a telescope. So beautiful to see how we have changed. In time, you know, everything we've lost comes on again, and I will grab onto your arm a little stronger than we were before.
So I'm here to report back on the DIY all-purpose cleaner that I made back on Christmas last year. I had a bunch of orange rinds from, I made like a blood orange, fennel, and stracciatella cheese salad of sorts. It was so delicious, and I had all of these orange peels. And so I put them in big jars and covered them with white vinegar, and they've been sitting this whole time just steeping into that vinegar. And then I threw a couple of cinnamon sticks into this when I put that solution into just my glass spray bottle. It smells so good. If you don't mind a bit of a vinegar undertone. I know some people really actually hate the smell of vinegar. I happen to enjoy it, and this cleaner does such an amazing job. I use it for all sorts of things. Glass, the stone countertops, stainless steel. It's really good at all purpose. The only thing I don't use it for is our teak vintage dining room table. I think it would be maybe a bit too harsh on that surface. And I protect that table with my life. We'll head over there in a little bit when we work on that area. I have a wood cleaner that I really like that I use over there, but I am all about minimizing the number of products, the cleaning tools that I use. I really love a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. Always have. Anything to simplify the process of homemaking. And this all-purpose cleaner, you can't beat the price. The smell is amazing and it works beautifully. So this has been a success. This makes me very happy. And speaking of flowers, look at this gorgeous bouquet. My friend arranged this. We actually recently had our homeschool co-op's kickoff day. We had a brunch for everyone and we raffled off bouquets at the table, and I ended up with one, and she and her kids grew everything in this bouquet, including the cherry tomatoes. I've seen this trend recently where people are putting cherry tomato stems, clusters of them in bouquets. I've also seen people put blackberries in bouquets. I just love that. I think that is gorgeous. It's inspiring me to go out and forage for some of my own flowers. I didn't grow as many like cut flowers this year. You can't do it all, but I'm glad my friend did because this is just blessing me so much. So this is here on the counter. That's dropping pollen. That's okay though. Move on to the dining room. Our school table's looking a little crazy, as it does daily. I just gotta reset it and then spruce it up a bit for autumn.
To see how we have changed in time, you know,
One of my favorite daily tasks is wiping down this table for the fact that it gets clean after I do that, but mostly because this table is so sentimental to me. I was talking earlier how I really want to protect and preserve this table. A lot of you already know this, but for those of you who are new, it belonged to my grandma and grandpa. And this is where they had their young family in their dining room, and then that turned into grandkids upon grandkids and extended family and our cousins, and we'd sit around it for holiday meals or just because meals. My grandma sat at this spot every morning to do her Bible reading time, morning devotions, like her morning routine was here. It's just so very special. And this is one of my favorite spots to decorate seasonally. So right now, if I look out this dining room window, I've been admiring my hydrangeas. These are such a gorgeous deep color this year. This is not exactly what they looked like last year or the first year that they were here. Hydrangeas can be fickle and vary a lot from season to season and color to color. I hope by cutting them, I can actually kind of lock them into this color and let them dry out in a vase, because I just think this is perfect. So perfect for the fall. Last year when I cut them at this time and preserved them, they were actually more like this color that I'm seeing back here. So interesting, because now that I'm cutting them, I'm seeing that the bottom, the undersides of them are still like a dusty blue color, which is really cool. It's amazing how a plant like this, I mean, some plants are pretty consistent, but a lot of them do change from year to year. And there's beauty with all of it. There's definitely a lesson in there for us, I think. I don't look the same from year to year. My life doesn't look the same from year to year. And I feel like when we try to force things to look the same, we miss out on the variety. I think that might be the reason why we sometimes crave the sort of content that shows us novelty. We're watching people get a new haul of autumn or Christmas decor or whatever, or like the Shop With Me videos where we get to see the stuff that's new. I think that we as humans do desire new and novel, but we don't necessarily need to go out and buy new stuff to have the new or novel. No, there's nothing wrong with going out and buying decor. And we certainly don't need it every year or a new collection, brand new stuff every year for our homes to be welcoming and pretty and for it to bless our families or ourselves or our guests that come through the door. Sometimes what we have already is enough.
I'm proud, you know, that we always held out hope. So if you grab onto my arm, let's take a walk until the sun gets warm. In time, you know, everything we've lost comes home again, and I will grab onto your arm a little stronger than we were before.
Looking fresh, smelling fresh in here. Something that needs to be refreshed is our front door rug. And I just heard that load of laundry finish. So let's go spruce it up in the entry. It has been a busy first week back to school for us, which means also back to our extracurriculars, activities, co-op, piano lessons, etc. So I would like to get this entry and all of the shoes that we haven't had the time and the energy to put away. We are a family who likes to be busy. We like to be involved, but we also like to make sure that we are keeping our schedule open for what matters most. I had to do a little decluttering over here. Some random things here still from the summertime. And yes, it is still technically summer, which is why I still have the summer plaque up here, the autumn plaque goes up the first day of like technical autumnal equinox. But we are not in our summer schedule anymore. So I'm definitely autumn minded right now. We have more Sunday's dog food that got delivered. This rug has seen a lot of summer dirt and sand. Long overdue for a washing. And I'm actually gonna turn the rug that is like the grippy one, kind of shake that out as much as I can. Gotta open these curtains up in here. I'm gonna send the robot vacuum in to get this area. I'll probably have it clean it twice just for good measure. Start room cleaning.
Be here at my shoulder, be here at my side, be here when the cold night falls and in the morning light, be here in the autumn when all the colors call. Be the burning memory of all the summers gone.
The living room is looking great over there on the TV unit. The kids are building a fort with blankets and pillows right now. And I'm headed out the front door to spruce up one of my favorite rooms of the house, which is actually our front porch. And if you can get over the copious amounts of spiders on our front porch, then it is quite the cozy spot for the autumn time. It's my favorite time of the year overall, but I think it's my favorite time of the year to sit on our porch swing. Hello, spiders, if you're in there. Don't jump out at me. I have 2 wreaths for the autumn that I have had for years. This one I've had the longest. I feel like this just has to go on my front door, even though this one might be prettier. I've even repaired this one and added more to it because it's dropped so much over the years that I want to preserve it as much as possible because it's quite sentimental for me. It was, I think, the first autumn wreath I ever bought. And then this one can go on the inside of the door, although my suction hook for the inside got chewed on by a puppy. So I have to buy a new one. Until then, I'm just gonna hang this on our hall tree in here. Okay, I have some mums and pumpkins. Speaking of pumpkins, yes, I still have a springtime bunny pillow on the porch swing. We'll cover it up with something fall time-ish, but I wanted to show you this Frankensquash pumpkin adjacent fruit that grew on the squash vines that volunteered themselves behind our orchard in our back acreage area. Let's start with like the pretty normal looking ones first. We got a couple of really cute. I don't know if these would get bigger. We chose to pick them at this size. And if they last long enough, we'll probably put them on the table for Thanksgiving. Also have this white one. I don't know if this is a pumpkin. I don't know if any of these are pumpkins. All of these were from pumpkins and gourds and squashes that we literally just threw into this brambly area back there. And then we cut down those brambles, pushed a bunch of dirt around to kind of further create our backyard area. This was back in the springtime, and I saw all of these little sprouts come up. And once they got their second leaves, I'm like, that is squash. But who knows what kind it is, because it's probably all cross-pollinated, because a lot of what we threw back there grew in our garden. And so bees, of course, and other pollinators were going from one to the other and probably making some crazy varieties, like this one. Have you ever seen such a thing? So if I'm picking out pumpkins, like at a cute pumpkin patch or whatever for porch decor, I am never the person picking out something that's warty. But I did grow a warty sort of small ornamental gourd that must have cross-pollinated with the pumpkins that I was growing last year because this is like the pumpkin size with the warts and the green striping from the ornamental gourd. We have that one. This one's a little bit more on the mellow side, but these are just growing by themselves. It's so much fun, and we did not have to spend a penny this year. I probably have 30 of these right now in a little spot off of one of the vines. We didn't have to buy any of these, which is so cool. They just grew there themselves. I don't know what this is. It looks like some sort of zucchini hybrid. We will not be eating any of these because cross-pollination, it can have some toxicity and there's no way of really knowing. So much like your grandma's Corelle plates from the 70s, these gourds are purely ornamental. And I'm gonna set them out on the steps here. I've got some mums to add to it. I've got some sweeping and dust debris blowing off to do with our leaf blower. And then I think we will call it a day for the fall decorating today. I know it's so much more aesthetic to use a cute little broom, but nothing beats the power of a Milwaukee leaf blower.
And I hope you never doubt it.
You know what? I think I've decided to leave the bunny pillow, and my kids happen to find this. Ooh, wow, that's heavy. I haven't actually picked this up before. This bunny concrete figurine buried in the woods somewhere. This is from the previous owners. I was thinking about it as I was cleaning off this front porch. I actually see more rabbits, more bunny activity in the fall time around here than I do in the springtime. So I think for where we live, bunny rabbits as part of fall decor totally makes sense. I'm going with it. I'm owning it. Weston picks out mums for me every year. Look at how gorgeous that is. One there. One a step lower on this side. Maybe I'll grab a wordy pumpkin to sit next to the bunny. Yeah. And maybe these over here. Would it look cool on this? On top of a pedestal, maybe? Those ones I'll use for table decor. Let's see. I like it. I think it's cute. Every year's a little different. This year we've got the warty pumpkin, deep burgundy mum vibe with a touch of bunny rabbit. That works for me. That rug is still in the wash, but I'll insert a little footage of me putting it back on its backing. It always cleans up so nicely and looks crisp. I love the blue color. I like bringing that in for the fall time here and there. I don't know about you guys, but typically for me, that bright orange, bright yellow is a little bit too much for my eyes for fall time. I feel like it's just like everywhere, especially coming out of the hot summer. Those warm colors, I feel like I need to temper it a little bit with something more cool and soothing. That's what September feels like to me where we live. Of course, it's going to be different for everybody, but it definitely feels like a reprieve, like an oasis after the hot summer, the muggy summer here in the Pacific Northwest. So just having the cooling, soothing, occasional rain, it greens everything up again. I really feel like the natural colors, other than the leaves on the trees turning orange and yellow, I do feel like a lot of what we see around us where we live are those blues and greens to create a really nice balance. And I'm feeling good about the work that I was able to do today in just a few areas around the house, just spruce things up and kind of reset it for the new season. I have more little pieces of decor that the kids and I will probably work on together to put some stuff out. They really like to help me with that. We love to reuse decor year after year. Sentimentality is like at the top of my list when it comes to how my home feels. And I think it's really important to my kids, and I know it's important to Weston too. So I'm happy with how things turned out. It was so nice to have your company today as I worked on cleaning and decorating for the fall time. This is one of my favorite videos to make every year. and it was so nice to have you along for it. I hope you got some fall inspiration, some gentle motivation, and some encouragement, most of all. That's the most important thing for me. And in fact, I actually have a video, I think it's coming out next week, another encouragement focused video where I'm sharing with you some truths to bolster your heart, to help you know that you're not alone. And we're kind of focusing on seasons of the heart, the autumn of the heart and soul. And even if you're not someone who loves the fall time like I or other people do, I hope that this video will bless you, and we'll share some truths about what autumn really has to offer outside of like the marketing and the Pinterest worthy stuff, but like the season of the heart that we can experience during this very special time of the year. So I hope to see you back for more. You can click the subscribe button and that bell and turn it to all notifications. That way you don't miss that video that I post next week, as well as any of the other content coming out soon. And thanks again to ThreadUp for sponsoring a little portion of this video. Don't forget you can follow that link in my description box and use code Natalie50 at checkout for 50% off your first ThreadUp order plus free shipping. And thanks again so much to them for partnering with me, making it possible for me to offer this video to you all as free content on my channel this week, and for helping me help support my family. I am so very grateful. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks so much for spending a little part of it here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.